opening August 19th. Welcome back to Earth is Ghetto. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, and we've got another powerful episode for you. Whether you're tuning in on your morning grind, taking a break at work, or winding down for the night, we're glad you're here with us. On today's show, we'll be diving into stories, reflections, and conversations that remind us why Earth is ghetto. I'm your host, Love Jones, and this is Earth is Ghetto. Let's jump right in. Would you like me?
Girl, I don't know what kind of applause that is. Oh. I told her to insert some applause. I really don't know what that is. What kind of applause? It was just like, I don't know what that was. Happy Tuesday, y'all. It's Tuesday already. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty well. It's very hot here today. I rode my bike, lifted a little weights, got in the pool for sure. My new favorite hobby is cleaning. We've had a lot of leaves already. So even though it's extremely hot, you know fall is on the way. Fall is actually my favorite season. And my dog's birthday is in a few days. I keep asking my husband what he's buying her. He keeps saying nothing, which I don't think is right. Because she does carry his last name on her birth certificate. But we'll get him. One day we're going to get him in court for child support. I do believe one day you'll be able to get child support for your dog. Other than that, y'all, that's really all I got going on. I've been watching How to Get Away with Murder. I've not ever really watched that show. I've watched it off and on, but not consistently. Annalise Keaton, Viola Davis, the Viola Davis. I think she actually acts like Denzel Washington, for real. Like, she's like the female version of Denzel. But, yeah, that's about it, y'all. Let me see what I liked on here today, because I did like some things.
Hey, y'all.
Like so different. Like
Goofy as fuck. Like, helmet head ass bitch.
big bacon Whopper eating ass hoe. This is what Drewski says how women be acting when they get drunk. So this content creation couple, they were doing a food review and a vehicle crashed in on them, which is crazy. Somebody said tomorrow ain't promised. Listen, thank God that whatever was holding that steel of that glass, they did good with that. But they didn't even get to swallow their food. That's the craziest part. My man had these fake chains on his neck. Just neck all broke out. Just, ugh. Leave that fake gold alone. I forget what they said. And I'm gonna get you, sucker. But, it was something about that gold. Alright, y'all. Let's see what else we got going on today. A chitlin shot. Why? Somebody say you going to the blue part of hell. For art class, this teacher asked his students to draw Chris Brown. Okay. That one ain't too bad. That's something I would have did, for real. Gave him a really big Adam's apple. Okay. This one ain't too bad, for real. He messed up a couple of times. This one is really not bad at all. Now, how old is he? Sam. Little John without the glasses, he been working out. Colombian woman does the unthinkable to an American tourist and gets caught.
What she do to you?
Okay, 1 month ago, I met her on Bumble.
Yo la encontré en una aplicación de
Bumble.
Bumble.
And then I took her back to my
Y la
apartment,
llevé a mi
and
apartamento.
she scopopied
Ella
me
me puso
in a drink. She stole my computer, my phone,
el teléfono,
all, todas monedas,
todo su
or a dinero.
su identificación.
And then I woke up
Y se
20 hours later,
20 horas después.
and I'm lucky to be alive.
I actually got scoped and drugged in Cali.
Did you film her here?
Yeah, I met her here. She met me actually right over here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and
How long ago was
the
that?
detective told me that I'm lucky to be alive.
How long ago was
There's
that?
been 40 Americans dead.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to be alive. I only took a tiny sip because she held my mouth and she poured it, and I got a little bit in my mouth.
Dio la boca y
It is her. So 1 month ago, 100%.
Like attempted murder, really.
Yeah.
There's like so many guys are dying.
It's her 100%. I got photos of her. We got her on the security camera and everything. And there's a big detective that's been trying to get her because he thinks she's responsible for a couple
Do you have
deaths.
the fiscal reference
A
number?
detective thinks that she's responsible for a few deaths of Americans.
I mean, I think this is someone we've been looking at as well. This
Yeah.
is the girl that's been floating around all the Facebook
It's her.
groups. Yeah, she's got the fake ID.
It's her. Sure. 100%. 100%.
Oh shit.
I really don't know what's going on, but she looked really nervous. That's all I do know. Louisiana becomes the 6th GOP-led state to authorize troop deployment to D.C. as part of the Trump show of force. $2 billion and counting. Ozempic hit with wave of lawsuits over severe side effects. Yikes. Annabelle popcorn bucket got folks dipping straight in the doll's booty for snacks. I mean, I wouldn't call that her booty. What's an old clothing brand we used to wear that today's generation wouldn't recognize? Carl Canai, Cross Colors, Pepe Jeans, Juicy Couture, G Unit, Tom Slip-Ons, Fubu, Baby Fat, South Pole, Echo, Rockaware, Coogee, K-Swiss. What was Masterpiece thing? Echo, Dada, Pelly Pel, Jabot, Mecca, Eniche. I used to always want to say E-Nice. South Pole, Lux, Academics, Umbro. Yeah. Anthony Edwards donated 150 pair of shoes for a back-to-school giveaway. Supposedly this is some new horror film about a dog called Good Boy. Looks like something I won't be going to the movies to watch. College hoop star Dang Mayar, 22, drowns in Utah while swimming with a friend. I don't want to say dang, but dang. Tell a heartbreaking story in just 3 words. Overdraft charge. Overdraft charge. Payment was successful. My mom passed. Time off denied. Heaven couldn't wait. I survived cancer. Losing both parents. It's too late. My dad died. Your card declined. Time for work. Go to work. Lunch break over. No days off. Rent is due. That's my man. Somebody said you were pregnant. Atlanta man busted at a Washington, D.C. airport after trying to fly 23 pounds of weed to London to maximize profits. You know, I always say that people that get caught are the dumb criminals. The ones that don't get caught, that's a different story. MSNBC is being rebranded to MS Now. Why? It's going to be like Miss Now's. Norway's crown princess son charged with 32 counts of assault, including 4 apes. He's 28 years old. He has offenses like bodily harm, threats, and property damage. He was over there cutting up. Somebody said ending a friendship because they didn't show up for you when you needed them most is valid. And somebody else said, not really. People have stuff going on in their life. It's not really always about you. There will also come a time when you won't be able to show up, and that's okay. Both things can be true. Both things can be true. What's one product you thought that turned you into a total snob, like you can never go back to the cheap stuff? I would never eat off-brand ketchup or off-brand cheese, off-brand cereal, all the above. I'm too snobby for that, if you want to call that so. Also, once you have a really good burger, you can't go, for me, I can't eat like Sonic or none of that stuff no more as far as burgers. I have to go to like real places. And even if it's just like something that's only like one burger place in my city that's like locally owned, if it's good, I'm eating there over these chains. I cannot eat a Sonic burger or a Hardee's burger, or like I might have a Junior from Wendy's, but that's just on like I don't have nothing else to eat. But I cannot eat like fast food burgers for real no more at all. Somebody said a bidet, perfume, native deodorant, making my own Alfredo. Yeah, once you make that homemade Alfredo sauce, that jar of stuff is out the trash. Dawn dish soap, gotta use Dawn. Gel polish on my toes. My best friend hates them. Brown eggs. White towels. Apparently Viva paper towels. Skin products. Skin products are clutch. Avion. No, water matters a lot. If you give me some Dasani, I really can't drink no Dasani. And Aquafina. And I get mad because they try to sell that Aquafina at the movies now. Mattresses for sure. My mattress can cause the grip, and you gotta replace it. Gladys Knight assures fans she's healthy and happy following her son's abuse allegations against her husband. She says, "I'm doing very well for someone who has been on stage for 3/4 of a century." Gladys say she doing good, y'all. So, I don't know. You know these parents be hard-headed, though. A bamboo swing in Boston. Kind of cute. Bamboo earring swing. Jonathan Major has a new film coming out on Zeus Network. Listen, after watching Damascus on Tubi, these little off networks might have some hope. Florida mom faces charges after her child discovers a pew-pew in their backpack and alerts teachers. Now, how did that happen, mama? This man attempted to throw a drink at a car driving next to him, and it splashed back on him. Got him. Trump threatens to sign an executive order to end mail-in ballots after accusing Democrats of cheating. He also says voting machines are inaccurate and expensive. Family Matters star says he plans to reboot the show into an animated series. Now, who was he? They said, oh, is that Little Richie? Even though he went on there for long, but go ahead and bring it back. I would watch a Family Matters cartoon for sure. Woman goes off on her date after she discovers his roach-infested bathroom. She said, "I should beat you. Why would you bring me over here?" First of all, didn't you know when you came into place, ma'am? Didn't you know when you came in? And then you filming while you there. Like, just go. Film from outside. So the parents of a missing 7-month-old baby have reportedly refused to take a lie detector test. Records also show that the father has a history of child cruelty. This story is so crazy, and the fact that I played this for my husband, because if I tell my husband all these stories, he never can believe half of the stuff. This lady literally said all she heard was "hola," and then her baby was missing. Like, it's a lot not adding up with that story, for real. But I don't want to say it, but I don't think it's going to come. It's not. I don't feel like it's going to turn out right, because I've just been seeing some bad stories. Mr. Beast somehow is getting a lot of Twitter hate. He says, "I raised $12 million to get hundreds of thousands of people clean water and save countless people from passing away." He said he ain't evil. He said y'all can stop calling him that. Supermarket man who had targeted black people when charges dropped says the grand jury was too white, which kind of don't make any sense. Malcolm Jamal Warner's birthday was yesterday. Rest in peace, Malcolm Jamal. Newsmax is to pay Dominion $67 million in a settlement over the 2020 election coverage. Doctors are warning of alarming spike in cannabis poisoning among children with those edibles. Be careful with those. Cheesecake Factory just dropped 14 new dishes. Listen, I ain't ate a Cheesecake Factory in forever, and they have a huge catalog of a menu, and I still feel like it's not worth it. Somebody said they already had 268 menu items. Somebody said I'm already overstimulated. Somebody is excited for Jamaican black pepper, shrimp, and chicken. Bring back the lemon herb roasted chicken. Somebody said that menu just added 14 pages. Yeah, I mean, this freaking menu is already huge, but I just can't get in a Cheesecake Factory. Would you let your ex come to your wedding if y'all are still cool? No. Why would I want my ex at my wedding? It's a new time in my life. Why? A cargo ship explodes in Baltimore Harbor near Key Bridge. Just wild. Officials say the 751-foot bulk carrier had just left the dock around 6:30 p.m. when the blast went off, sending a huge cloud of black smoke into the sky and shocking residents nearby. All the crew members are still alive, which is good. Spike Lee confirms ESPN won't release Colin Kaepernick's docuseries over creative differences. Alright, y'all. I think we are already caught up, so let's go ahead and get into my story times.
Beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available with 22 kilograms of...
The reason I played this video is because it's hilarious. I have a Frenchie, and Frenchie's eyes when they're scared is the most funny thing, dude. I laughed at this for 10 minutes straight because my Frenchie has the same bug eyes. I guess as she was about to walk her dog and this Dalmatian rode up on her, but the Frenchie, them eyes is cracking me up.
I have small town nail salon drama that I would like to share with the class. Okay, hi everybody. So yesterday I went to get my nails done at a salon in a small town in Tennessee, and I only went to pick this salon because my friend works there and we graduated together, and so I wanted to go support her. I've never been here, never been to this salon or anything. So I get there for my appointment, and it's me and my boyfriend. I made him go with me because he goes everywhere with me. So I made him go with me, and we sit down, and she starts my nails. Well, behind me, I noticed that the owner of the salon, her boss, is setting up for her own service. Well, as she's setting up, she tells us, oh, I guess my client canceled because she has poison ivy, so I don't have to do this today. So then she goes and she calls her client, and she's like, hey girl, what happened? You have poison ivy? And as I'm sitting in my chair, she starts to talk about how oozy and pussy this poison ivy is, and how, ooh, it's oozy. And I'm literally sitting in the salon looking at my boyfriend like, ew, just not the thing to talk about in a salon. It's a little bit unprofessional in my opinion. So after that, the owner leaves. I guess she goes to pick up her kid from volleyball or some kind of practice. I don't know. I just overheard. So she leaves, and everything's all fine and dandy. We're talking. 10 minutes goes by. She comes back with her daughter. This is when everything starts to really heat up, because I'll tell you. So as she gets back, it's at the same time my nail tech is finishing up with my nails, I'm about done. So, my boyfriend and I are walking to the cash register to pay. And we're informed that they only take cash or Venmo, which I thought was really weird because what are we not reporting to the IRS, ma'am? But none of my business. So as me and my boyfriend are trying to figure out, like, because I didn't bring cash, we have a card, so he's trying to figure out Venmo. I say, you guys should get a Square card machine. She immediately flips. No, we don't have one for a reason. And I'm like, oh, like, okay, girl. Like, I just thought it'd be more convenient. Just a suggestion. Well, then my boyfriend figures out and pays her, and we realize that I don't have any cash for a tip, and I would like to tip my nail tech in cash. So I look at her, my nail tech, and I go, hey, I will tip you tomorrow when I see you at the rehearsal dinner. That just set her boss owner off, like, into oblivion. She starts screaming at me, like, cussing, screaming at me. You think we don't give them all their effing tips? What the F is wrong with you? You need to get your fat ass out of my salon. What the like, screaming at me, calling me fat, calling me slurs, like, calling me bitch, coming for my outfit, like, coming for everything. And I'm just like, I'm just trying to make sure, like, I just want to make sure she gets her tip, like, all of it. What? So I didn't want to Venmo her tip and risk somebody taking it. So I'm just appalled, like, dumbfounded, literally. Like, I'm just sitting there in shock, and she's screaming at me, telling me to get my fat ass out of the salon, get my ass out of the salon. So I get out of the salon, and I pull my phone out, and I go to take a picture of her logo of the salon, because I'm like, I am going to make a Google review about this, or, if anything, report it to the Board of Cosmetology, because what is going on? So, as I'm taking my picture, she comes out, I dare you to make a post about me, I effing dare you, you're big fat ass, I dare your fat ass to make a post about me. So I'm like, girl, I will. And so she goes back inside, and then she comes out again to keep yelling at me, and at this time, I pull out my phone, and I start recording her, because I'm like, you are crazy. And in the recording, I'll post it if you guys want me to post it. You'll have to, I'll see how this video does, but, it was just so crazy. And after I left, I get a phone call from her, from my nail tech, talking about how, please delete that post, she's threatening my job, like, and the owner takes the phone from her and starts screaming at me through the phone, you need to take that down, I'm like, so I just want TikTok to, blow this up for me. Small town in Tennessee, Dramatic Creations, Gainsboro, Tennessee.
Girl, that was funny, but definitely you need to report her.
I can't leave this bathroom. Ma'am, it's bold of you to even want me to come out at this point. So I'm like, no, we're seated. We're locked in. We're now landing. Flight attendant. Hey, Megan, just want you to know we are landing. I do need you to brace for impact. Okay? I'm literally holding on to the sink, the side, like I am, wheels are hitting the ground. I am just, the diarrhea is not stopping. I don't know how there was even anything in there to still come out, okay? We've landed. I'm still going. Baby plane, flight attendant comes over, Megan, everybody is off the plane now. Go ahead, honestly, feel free to take your time. Just come out whenever you can. Next flight has been canceled. In the moment, I'm not thinking that's because of me. In the moment, I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Okay? Because I'm like, what a gorgeous coincidence. Me being in the bathroom for 2 hours couldn't possibly caused this plane to get this next flight to get canceled. She's also like, hey, listen, we're all parents out here. There's no reason to feel embarrassed. Ma'am, I haven't been embarrassed for 2 hours. No part of me is like, oh no, everybody out there knows that I'm pooping. Oh, I'm doing worse than that. I'm doing a hell of a lot worse than that. I make it out finally. They have to wheel me off this flight. I can't walk. They gotta get me in a wheelchair. They wheel me to baggage claim. But the bags haven't come yet, so they just drop me off at baggage claim. Now here I come, rolling up. Everybody on my flight is like, that girl right there just pooped for 2 hours in our plane. And I gotta get my bags. I got two full suitcases. I've been in Portugal for 2 weeks. I got a backpack. I got it all. I still had to get my rental car because I already rented it, and I had to go some places the next morning before the premiere. And mind you, because I didn't even know I was going to this premiere before I went to Portugal. So I was in Portugal just getting stuff, hoping for the best. I gotta get stuff. I get my rental car. I don't know how I made it to the hotel. Thank God it was maybe a 15-minute 15-minute drive, I think. Some guy, I'm sitting on the ground in the parking lot waiting for my car. This man next to me is like, hey man, I'm like, do you really think that you should be driving right now? Probably thought I got hammered on the flight. Little does he know, my butthole's raw as fucking hell right now. I make it. I sleep. I just sleep until I gotta get up and poop. Go back to sleep. Gotta wake up. Gotta poop. Finally, I sleep a good while. Okay. I wake up the next day. I'm like, okay, could be a lot worse. But we didn't go through all of that just to not go to the premiere, right? Great. I got a couple hours. I'm running to Ulta. I'm coming back. I'm gonna full body shower because I didn't get off that flight and get to the hotel and be like, I'm feeling okay at this point. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling fine. I make it to the premiere. I look fucking snatched, let me tell you. Never looked so good in my life. I'm glowing. I'm so skinny. Have a great time. I have a great time at this premiere. Go home, I'm like, whoa. Go back to the hotel. Didn't do anything so crazy. It was like, we're gonna take it easy, but we're gonna have a good time. I'm like, okay, look at that. We did it. I wake up at 5 o'clock the next morning after the premiere because I just shit the hotel bed. Just. I just diarrheaed everywhere. I diarrheaed everywhere in this bed. So much diarrhea. And it was only 5 a.m. and I wasn't feeling good. And so naturally, what did I do? Jumped out of bed so fast. Popped in the shower so fast. Got out, go, oh my gosh, what do I do with these sheets? It's so early and I gotta keep sleeping because my flight isn't for 5 more hours and I'm tired and ill. Okay? Oh my gosh, wait, I didn't even tell you the part about how when I got off the plane, I was asking the flight attendant, I was like, hey, what am I supposed to do with this bag of throw up? And she's like, no. Tie it up, leave it all in there. Because the hazmat team's gonna come through. And I go, got it. You canceled that flight because of me. the hazmat team's got to come in and clean it because you don't know if I brought something back from Portugal. And I am a biohazard. Like, I am patient 0. Patient 1? I don't know. You get it. Anyways, I just had diarrhea in the Hilton bed, and it probably wasn't Hilton. It was probably like a Hilton Garden Inn or something. The fuck am I know? In Indianapolis. And I just take those sheets and I wad them up, toss them in a corner. I lay right back down on that bed, and I go to sleep a couple more hours. I wake up, I go, oh no, what do I do with the sheets that I shit in? Left them, because I was like, I'm gonna have to tell them when I check out. I'm gonna have to like actually check out. This can't be like, I'm just leaving. I gotta let them know. So I go to the front desk, I go, hey. I'm just, mind you, yesterday I've shown up in the rental car. I get out. I'm valeting because I literally just throw the keys at some poor guy. And I'm like, please help. I'm literally like, help me. Withered. Now they gotta get my car again. I gotta tell the lady at the front desk that I shit in the sheets. She was so cool. She was so cool about it. I was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I've been sick for maybe a couple of days. There's some sheets in the corner. Just like tell housekeeping, just throw those out. Just throw them away.
She went through it. She went through it. And I feel like she probably should have went to the hospital. Somebody was like, the people were pointing, that girl right there just pooped for 2 hours on a plane. She's like, I don't care. Somebody said the people on the cancel flight watching this TikTok. Somebody said, let me tell you from a flight attendant, I do not care if you're pooping. I care if you're okay. I'm so sorry you're not being embarrassed. It's best because it can happen to anyone, but unfortunately it happened to you. Girl, when you got the runs that bad, you shouldn't have went to that premiere. I would have went straight to the hospital.
Story time. Whew, nerves getting fast. Okay. How I found out my partner of 14 years was cheating on me for at least 4 years, and I'll never know how long. Okay, so last August 2024, we went on a trip for my birthday to London and Ireland to see the Eras Tour at Wembley with my 2 best friends from college. What's up, guys? It was our second full day in Ireland, and we had just done a road trip to the Cliffs of Moher and back. So we had driven across the entirety of Ireland and back that day. And it was a long day. We were all very tired. It was my 2 best friends, me and my ex-husband. And we were sitting, it was like the last restaurant that was open in Ireland that would serve us food. We were so hungry. And so we sat down to dinner. And as we were sitting down, I saw a picture of a girl I'd never seen before on my husband's phone. And we share phones, we share passwords. I thought it was weird that I had never seen this person before. We're very open. We have each other's passwords to everything. This was very weird to me. So I was like, hey, can I see your phone? And he was like, yeah, sure. And he hands it to me. And that text that I had caught a glimpse of was gone. And I was like, that's weird. So I went to recently deleted messages and saw that there were 990 messages with a girl who he met when she was bartending before the pandemic. And apparently they started sleeping together in October of 2022. And I was seeing this photo in August of 2024. So I have his phone. I am looking through their recently deleted messages. They're talking about how they love each other, about how he had just gone to her place that Wednesday before we left. They were sending each other weird sexts with my dog and her dog. There's a really gross picture that he sent her in our house that we bought together while he had this girlfriend. that should be my face by your cock. As soon as he sees that I'm screen recording at dinner, he rips the phone away from me. My friends see this happen. They hear him say the word screen recording, and they know that, like, shit is going down. My heart is beating so fast at this dinner and right now. And I am freaking out, but I'm also so hungry. And my husband at the time is just like, let's just get through dinner. Let's get through dinner. We'll deal with this later, after. And I really wish I wouldn't have let that stand. I wish I would have been like, no, we're talking about this now. These are my friends. What the fuck is going on? Because he used that dinner as a way to permanently delete all those messages that he 5 seconds prior had promised me that he would not delete, because I was like, I want to see what's going on. So we get through dinner. I know how to fake it. Grew up faking it my whole life in the Southern Baptist Church. And I say goodbye to my friends, and then we start walking towards our hotel, and I'm like, what is going on? And he is like, I've been seeing this girl. We've been together. We've been having sex since October of 2022. And guys, when I tell you that I had no clue, he was such a good liar. Like, people say choose better. There's no way you could have known. Like, he did such a good job lying. We had our location shared. She lives at the apartment building that we used to live in, and our fobs still work. So he would tell me he was going to swim, going to work out, and he was going to fuck her. So he tells me while we're walking home, I've been seeing this girl. I'm screaming at him through the streets of Dublin. What the fuck? How could you do this to me? Who are you? He starts having like a mental breakdown, honestly, because like I've been asking him to get into therapy for years, because even though I like had no idea that this was happening, I knew that something wasn't okay with him because he was sad. And I kept being like, I can tell you're sad, but you don't want to talk about it, and that's fine. I'm not gonna press or like make anybody do anything they don't want to do. But like, you know, my healthcare covers mental health. Please, like, find a therapist, find somebody. He brings up the fact that I said this to him numerous times as proof that I wasn't making room for his feelings. Sir, I spent our entire time together trying to make room for feelings that you could not access. That's not on me. Also, my dog died too. So he says, oh, my uncle died, oh, our dog died, that's why I did this. That was my dog too that died. And I didn't cheat. I'm sorry about your uncle, but it turns out that the first time that he had sex with her was before his uncle even passed away. So I'm a little bit confused. We get back to the hotel. He is freaking out, crying, saying, oh my god, I never blah, blah. Miss me. And I am like, I can't be here with you. My friends were leaving Dublin the next day, and we were supposed to stay an extra day to like be together. Which is surprising to me that you even want to stay longer, because why wouldn't you want to get back to your girlfriend that you had just fucked the day before we left? I was like, I can't deal with you. I'm gonna go be with my friends. This is not like whatever like mental like health situation you're experiencing right now is not on me. It's your fault for causing this and keeping it from me and then letting me find it like this. Like he told me like, I never wanted you to find out. I never wanted you to know. And he also told his girlfriend, I'm never getting a divorce, which implies that I never would have found out, and if I did, I wouldn't have divorced his ass, which I did. So I leave him, I go to my friend's hotel. They're obviously like very concerned for me and just like buying me drinks and like letting me cry. I love you guys so much. So they're helping me, and I didn't really know what to do because I was like worried about him, right? Like I didn't want him hurt himself, and I wanted to like make sure that he was okay, like physically. So I FaceTimed his brother, because I'm very close with his family, or I was. I can do a story time on that if you guys want. I FaceTimed his brother, and I'm like, yo, your brother did this to me, and he's now freaking out, and I'm not taking, like, that's not on me, so like, call your brother, deal with that shit. While I'm with my friends, I book a new flight for myself to come back early. And then eventually, like, my friends are leaving the next day, so they have to, you know, go to bed. And at a certain point, like, the hotel stops serving drinks, so, like, I have to leave as well. So I say goodbye to them. I'm still freaking out. I go back to our hotel room. And I don't really, like, know how to be with this person that I don't feel safe around anymore at all. And I tell him, like, hey, I don't have anywhere else to go tonight. I, like, have to stay here. I booked a new flight for myself back. I forwarded him the email for our flights back because I booked and paid for those. So fucking dumb. And I was like, here's our flights back that we were supposed to take. Book yourself a new flight to go back early. So he books himself a new flight to go back early. He actually ends up getting back to New Haven where we live before I do. And I have the house key. And so I say, like, you know, go get your car and drive to your parents' house. Like, don't go into my house. So he goes to his parents' house in Rhode Island, gets his car from our house, and goes to stay with his parents, where he's lived ever since last August. And there's, like, some people have told me that they saw his girlfriend, like, with someone when he was here in New Haven, and he, like, insists that that wasn't him, but he's lied so much since I've caught him. There's a lot more of this story to tell, but this is how I initially found out, having had no idea that my partner of 14 years and my husband of 6 was having a huge...
Okay, tell me what you would do. I just came across information I was not supposed to have. And so we are renting at this house and have for like almost 2 years. And our grace period. This is a cheating story, by the way, not a landlord story. So our rent is due on the 1st, but we have a grace period till the 5th. And we pay it on the 5th, like, every month, because our property manager person is like a total douche. We haven't liked him since day one. He's been very rude since day one. So my husband kind of like he's like, I'm going to pay it on the 5th every month. And we do. And a lot of the times on the 5th, I'll get a text from our property management person. I'm not going to say his name on here. Well, let's call him Travis. So Travis always texts us on the 5th and says something like, hey, if you're not going to pay your rent today, there will be a late fee, so please let us know if you're not going to pay it. And then we always pay it. Well, so yesterday was the 5th, and Jake paid the rent at like 4 p.m. And so I'm getting into bed at like 11:30 or like a little after 11 p.m. And I pick up my phone and look at it, and I get a text from Travis. It drops down to my notification bar, and I go, oh, there's the text. But I thought it was weird because, you know, we already paid. So I click into it, and it's a group text. And I immediately was like, oh, I was not supposed to be in this group text. And he said, Travis, our property manager, was like, what's up, bitches? Wish you were here. With a heart emoji and like the little 2 hands that are going like this. And then he texted a picture of a woman, like neck down, and she's very pretty. Like, her body was very nice, very beautiful, voluptuous breasts, yum, tiny waist, cute outfit, super thin arms, like gorgeous. And then he sent another text and said, look how lucky I am. Well, so the other people in the group chat, it was Travis and then 2 other numbers that I don't know. And one of the numbers texts back and was like, fuck, I want to turn. And I want to know, I'm trying to figure out how to find that gate, whatever that means. And then the other number text and said, oh, and then the other one just like agreed that the picture was hot. He was like, oh my gosh, so hot, RT, whatever, I don't know what RT stands for. Then Travis texted a heart or a fire emoji, an eggplant emoji, and a donut, a chocolate donut with sprinkles emoji. And the thing is I have looked this man up on Facebook before because it's like one of those people you're like, I want to know what your life is like because you're a douche. And I have seen his, like, I knew what his wife looked like before this, and I knew almost instantly when he sent that photo that was not his wife. But weirdly, I go to look him up, and his wife is not on Facebook anymore. I remember she was when I went and looked her up maybe like a year ago, but she's nowhere. She's nowhere. He's very active on Facebook, and he's got pictures of her and his family all over. But even the recent pictures of her and them together on, outings within the last 2 weeks, this was not her in that photo. But she is no longer tagged. Her name is nowhere. I cannot find her anywhere. Like, I can't message her. So I'm like, what do I do? So that was last night, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna not say anything and see if they say more last night. So I didn't say anything last night. I woke up this morning to one more text from one of the other people in the group, not Travis, and he said, I'm in, and he put a little golf hole, like the golf course tee hole, whatever, I don't know, I don't golf, and an eggplant emoji. And I'm like, is this like one of those situations where like it's the group of guy friends and they go golfing on a guy's trip, and then they like invite or buy women to come over on their guy's trip and they have fun? Because why would he say, wish you guys were here? They're clearly men, especially with the way they're talking. That's not his wife. Wish you were here. Someone brings up something about a gate, and then the other one says, okay, I'm in, with a golf tee. Like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go golf. Like, what? Clearly this is like a cheating thing. They're cheating. That's not his wife. So I texted it this morning, the group chat, and I was like, I don't think I was meant to be in this group chat, ... Crickets. Absolute crickets. Like, do you think he's panicking? Do you think he's like freaking the fuck out right now? What do I do? Do I try to extort him? Like, I don't want to pay rent next month, and then I'll keep your dirty secret. But a girl's girl, I gotta find the wife. I don't know how to find her. Like, what do I do? I can't just like leave this alone, do I? Or do I leave it alone? Like, I am too impulsive and like crazy, not like mentally stable to make this decision. Like, I don't know what the normal level-headed decision is in this situation, so please inform me.
Somebody said, look their numbers up on Cash App and see what names pop up and tell their wives. Somebody said, you should have innocently replied, but we paid our rent. Somebody said he blocked you from her Facebook when he realized you got that text. He probably did. Somebody said, screenshot all of it for a rainy day. Listen, that's a lot of tea. All right, y'all, that's the show. Y'all stay so blessed. Inspiration's on the way. I'll holla.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 27, it says, whoever restrains his words has knowledge. And he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. So before I just flood you and spew out my words of what I didn't like, a person who has knowledge knows how to restrain themselves. And a person that could be cool and calm in all situations is a person of understanding. Look at this. This one convicted me. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. It says, husbands, likewise, it's talking to the wife, talking to the husband on how to deal with the wife. It says, husbands, likewise, dwell with them with understanding. I said, God, you know how hard that is? Unless you're a husband, you may not know. Well, maybe depending on how many ladies you pursued. Dwell with her with understanding. Look at this. Give honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel. This doesn't mean like she's lesser than you. Just view it as like fine china. You're physically stronger than her. She's valuable. As to the weaker vessel. As being heirs together of the grace of life. Look at this, y'all. That your prayers may not be hindered. If I was any man pursuing any woman right now, that you want your prayers heard, I would ask myself, can I honor her? And am I dwelling with understanding when I deal with her? Because I don't want the way I'm treating her to determine whether God is hearing my prayers or not. So if I need to practice and get some skill on how to understand, let's do premarital counsel, let's court for as long as we need to, because I'm trying to gain the wisdom and the skill on how to understand. So here's this illustration I want to show you guys. So this is going to be symbolic of the man, all right? He's logic, and she's, y'all talk to me, emotion, okay? So he's logic, and she's emotion. Now, the reason I believe couples get so frustrated is because many times she's trying to interpret what he's saying with her emotions. And he is trying to interpret what she's saying through his logic. And so many times she will start forcing her emotion.
How are we able to offer the Willow Creek bed for just $195 at Living Spaces? We design furniture with affordable materials
On him. And he will begin to force his logic on her. And she will begin to say things like, you just don't understand me. And sometimes it's because he's showing you no emotion. And he's trying to get you to understand, I do understand you, but I don't understand you through emotion. I understand it through logic. So now we have an argument. Now we have a full-fledged argument. Tears, crying, frustrated, talking, but not communication. Not understanding the meaning of a thing. So let's go a little bit deeper. So this brother right here, this is what happens to most men, many of our men. If I could throw out just a hypothesis of a statistical number, I would say probably like 85% of our men. We are robbed of our ability to feel when we're boys. Okay? See how the brother said amen? Okay, ladies, I'm trying to help you. We are robbed. When we're little boys, we feel fear. Like those are things that we feel. We feel anger. That's one we're going to keep out because a lot of brothers, we got that one real good. We feel sadness. Okay? So sometimes we cry. We feel insecurities. But what happens is culture tells you, stop acting like a punk. Stop, boys don't cry over that, girls act like that. Why are you acting all soft? This happens in our households, this happens in sports, this happens in society. So what he does as a little boy, all of these emotions he has, he buries them deep down in his soul. But the only emotion that does not get my masculinity card question is anger. So I can keep this one. Nobody's gonna say I'm soft with this one. Nobody's gonna say I'm weak with this one. Nobody's gonna say I'm a punk with this one. So watch this. As a boy, he grows up into manhood in sync with anger. He's been walking with anger. He's been sleeping with anger. He's been talking with anger. He's been dealing with anger. And now you're in a relational context where she wants you to show emotion, but the only one you really know how to show is tell the ladies a shocking illumination, okay? If you're gonna be a helpmeet, sometimes you have to show him it's okay for you to feel these things. This doesn't mean that you're not a man. And I could already, hold on before you start typing online, I ain't about to raise no man. I'm not about to raise no man. You're not raising him, you're helping him meet a place he lost. Did y'all catch that? I'm trying to help somebody, y'all. You're helping him meet a place that he lost. And so what happens is many times she's trying to build you. She is. She's trying to build him, but she doesn't really know where to build. Why? Because he's not telling her where to build him at. And sometimes all you get from him is, I don't know. I don't know. Let me give y'all another shocking illumination. He's telling the truth. I don't know what emotion to assign to how I feel right now, because I've been taught we don't feel that. I really don't know how to respond to this. You giving me all this emotion, I feel it too, but the emotion that I've been taught to use is anger. I don't really know how to find it, so I don't know. That's not just him being stubborn. Sometimes that's his reality. He really doesn't know. He hasn't had time to be in sync with that part of himself. Or he begins to tell you how he feels. Ladies, y'all not gonna like me for a few moments, but it's okay. He begins to tell you how he feels. So he starts opening up, and what he feels is sadness. And if he were to really, really be honest with you, what he feels is insecurity. Why you don't want to go home for Thanksgiving, baby? Why don't you understand? Okay, he's about to tell you that my older brother just got promoted, my younger brother just got married, and my mama keeps on talking about why you can't be like your brothers, and that makes me feel some type of way. I already feel as though she loves them more than she's ever loved me, and so he's about to tell you what he feels, but I'm about to cry. Never mind. You know what?
Feel the electricity this summer with a new Honda.
We good. We good. What's wrong? Nothing, I'm straight. What were you about to say? Nothing, I'm straight. And if you keep pressing, you know what you're going to get? Anger. Anger. Or it's not always that. This is the part, ladies, y'all not going to like. There was a time he told you about his insecurities. There was a time he told you what he was worried about. Oh, but one day you got your emotion. One day you got pissed off. One day you just didn't like his tone with something, and he's trying to tell you all this stuff, and you have the audacity in the middle of a conversation to say, that's why you sorry. That's why you scary. That's why nobody talks to you. That's why nobody deal with you. That's why you throw every emotion he just shared with you back at his face. You definitely gonna get anger, because I trusted you with that. I trusted you. Man, this is going to help somebody. I trusted you by telling you what I'm scared of. And she's like, yeah, I understand that. I had a moment, Jerry. I had a moment. I'm sorry. Okay, you sorry? But even though you apologize, look at the damage that was done to this part of him that he tried to tell you. There's going to have to be a lot of trust restored. There's going to have to be a lot of trust conversation that we're going to have, because I tried to tell you what really was going on. But you used it as ammunition. Is this good? I told you I was going to get quiet. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29. It says, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up, as it fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear it. My mouth, now I'm telling you the purpose of it. My mouth was made to build up. Build up. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 18. There is one whose rash words are like sword thrust, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Brings healing. So on tonight, what I'm talking about, we need to talk. I'm trying to show you the areas on why we can't have good relationships. This is not just romantic. This is just in general. If I don't have Jesus deal with my heart, and I don't understand that sometimes I have to help my brothers to know you have more emotions than this. You have more emotions than this. It's just maybe you have to be taught that using and having your emotions is okay, because your daughter's gonna need this. Your wife is gonna need this. 3 points and I'm done. Point number 1, listen. Can I get everybody to say listen? Listening is to investigate, to gather what they mean. When you are listening, you are not listening to respond or clap back. You are listening to investigate and gather what they mean. Number 2, understand. This means you're grasping their perspective. And last one, validate. That's acknowledging what they said. So an example goes like this. So what you mean is, when I told you that I was going to take out the trash and I didn't do it, you feel like I don't care. The skill of wisdom and communication is when you can hear what they're not saying. Tanisha coming in and said, these dishes, I thought you were going to do the dishes, you need to take out the trash. Why you didn't do? One man can say, she's always like going off on me, just nagging me. But hear what she's not saying. Help, brother. Help. And maybe we would have health in our relationships if we listened, understood, and validated. Father, thank you for this teaching on the night. Will you help us to get to a place like our confession said? Help us to have wisdom and understanding so that my words can produce life and not death. And God, most importantly, would you do a work in our hearts? Because regardless of love languages and love tanks and all this information, if our heart is sick, we won't be able to produce this. Change our hearts. Fill us with your precious Holy Spirit so we can be Spirit-led individuals. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.